Welcome to my channel, everyone. Welcome to Infinity Dove Tarot and Dowsing. My name is Kirsten, and I have your Pick a Pile reading for your couple's love forecast for the month of October. So go ahead and pick a pile. We have Jade, we have Lemurian Crystal, and we have Amethyst. Pile 1, 2, and 3. Whatever pile resonates with you the most, go ahead and choose that pile. I'll make sure that there are timestamps after the live stream, so you can go directly to your chosen pile. So those of you who have chosen pile number 1, let's begin your reading. This is for all sign couples in the month of October. Pile number 1. Let's lay your cards out first. Got the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, Five of Swords, Justice. Make sure everything's in this, hopefully can be seen. We've got some clarifiers here from the Livera Sibilla that we're going to include in the reading. Okay. So let's start with the past, present, future. Your energy, whoever chose pile number 1, and your partner's energy is here and in column number 3. And the relationships dynamic is in the column number 2. Okay. So let's get started with row number 1. So we open with the challenge card, the Knight of Wands, clarified by the Messenger. So this is all about words, rushing in fast, promises, excitement, fire. Not much weight behind the words, though. The challenge for you is to slow it down, because what comes in quick can burn out just as fast. So something or someone came in quick, but maybe they're not showing consistency. Your energy is the Ace of Wands, so you're all fired up for something new. You crave intimacy, you're craving commitment, you're wanting to reignite the spark, or you're wanting something new to begin. You've got passion here, but it's not fully grounded. And someone's coming in fast, feelings are fast. And it's a challenge to slow it down. Your partner's energy or person of interest, or this is your partner, this is couples reading, so this isn't likely to be new love. This is an established relationship or one, that started new recently. So in the past, I feel like there was a new beginning for you. Things may have happened fast, but there was a lot of words with no weight behind it. Your partner's energy is a Five of Swords, clarified by Domestico. So this is a tense, manipulative energy. So your partner's playing games or played games in the past to gain the upper hand in the connection. And with Domestico, it tells me that they showed up polite and helpful, but maybe even charming on the surface, like this Knight of Wands here. But that was all a mask. Underneath it was strategy and motive. They wanted things to move forward, but on their terms. So passion from you, games from the partner. The words came fast, but their motives were mixed. And the dynamic entered October with sparks, but also tension. Okay, so this is more like the beginning of the month, maybe, or energy that's being brought in from September. Okay, now let's get on to row 2. The challenge here is the High Priestess. This is your inner voice saying, trust me. But it's hard to listen when you want balance so badly. Your energy is justice. You're standing up for fairness equality, accountability, and truth. You want the scales evened out either through a reconciliation on equal footing or through walking away if it can't be done. It says that in your feelings, you want things to balance out, wanting fairness and accountability, refusing to accept anything less. You may want a divorce. Some of you may want to walk away. Some of you may want a reconciliation. Um, I would say the majority of you want reconciliation. Their energy is the Queen of Swords, clarified by Denari. So right now, your partner's energy is guarded and cautious, keeping their emotions tight. And with Denari, this caution is tied to their security and their stability. So they're analyzing what's best for them. Is this relationship giving me the love and the stability that I need? That's what they're saying to themselves. So their return here feels less about passion and more about weighing the practical benefits. So I think that this is someone who's come back around, because this card can sometimes stand is like the Six of Hearts in tarot as well. It can carry those vibes of someone from the past, something from your past coming back around. So I feel like okay, things needed to slow down, but that was the partner's objective terms. Excuse me. It's a challenge to listen to your intuition. It's a challenge to trust your inner senses, because you want things to balance out. You want reconciliation. Some of you may want divorce, but that's a very few of you. And this energy, this partner comes back around with the Queen of Swords energy, guarded and cautious, keeping their emotions with a tight lid on it. And they're more concerned about their own security and stability. That's probably the motive underneath. They're coming back around, okay? You want balance and truth, but they're calculating, protective, and deciding what they can gain from this. Your intuition is key, but it's clouded because you want fairness so badly. In the final row, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Cups, the Nine of Cups, Six of Cups, and Literato. Excuse me, let me just drink some juice. So the challenge here in the future, as we move forward, there's definitely going to be there's some kind of reconciliation. We got the Six of Cups again. The actual Six of Cups did show up in the reading, and the Three of Cups talks about reunions. Enthusiasts, whenever you see the Five of Swords, it's usually someone from your past re-entering, wanting to re-engage with you, but there's bitterness and resentment underneath their motive. So it's best not to re-engage. That's just one of those known understandings that I accept as a tried and true meaning for the Five of Swords. So I guess you can see where I'm headed here. I'm not on board with this reconciliation that I'm seeing happening in October for you. But I am not your parent, and I'm not your keeper, so you can do as you wish. The challenge here is the Three of Cups. This is the test of, will you deepen the connection or let third parties and casual energy keep it light? It's reconciliation energy. but it can also be superficial energy, fun, celebratory, not grounded in commitment. So the partner may come back around or want to deepen the connection with you, saying a lot of fast, slippery words. You're not listening to your intuition. You want to believe everything that they're saying and doing. But Spirit is saying there's still lightness here in regards to commitment, the commitment that you're wanting and craving. Okay. Your energy is the wheel of fortune. So you're letting destiny spin, not forcing outcomes and just trying to go with the flow and allowing it to happen, right? Trusting that, well, it's meant to be. And their energy is the Nine of Cups. So they're indulging in what feels good to them. Interested in their satisfaction, their temporary pleasures, and their wish fulfillment. I'm getting a gold digger vibe from this energy. It's like, I've got what I want, I'm happy, and that's all that matters. It's short. You didn't know, now you do, and you can make a wise decision based on this reading, hopefully. When this energy comes around and wants to re-engage with you. With the outcome card being the Six of Cups and Letterado, this does show me reconciliation, nostalgia, and emotional return. Letterado brings in messages, heartfelt talks, reflective conversations that can bridge a gap. So I feel like the partner will likely reach out with words that will pull up old memories and feelings. And despite the manipulation of the past, the outcome here is a reunion, right? Because you're leaning on those shared memories and emotions. So fate moves you in October. They indulge themselves and their satisfactions, but reunion still happens. The challenge is whether the reunion becomes real or just circles back to the same old casual surface stuff that it was before. So I guess we'll have to see. Now let's read the columns. This is your energy. So you start off with passion, desire, then you move into truth and accountability, and finally you let destiny lead. So you're moving from craving to demanding fairness and then to surrender. Partner's energy, Five of Swords, Queen of Swords, Six of Cups. So they start. Their pattern is quite clear. They're in it to protect their self-interest. They're in it to protect their self-interest, to enjoy what feels good, but not to show deep vulnerability. I wouldn't trust this partner if I were you. Finally, we'll read the relationship column. And the Six of Cups with Letterado. So things start off with fast words and empty promises, and the relationship moves into uncertainty, intuition that's not fully trusted. Then there's going to be reconnection and celebration, but there could be some third dynamics still present. Pattern here. There's a repeat pattern going on in this relationship dynamic. Been there, done that. This ain't the first time. So this relationship feels fueled by passion, nostalgia. You want fairness and real balance, and they're keeping 1 foot strategy. They've got a 1 foot strategy and self in. They see, are these promises going to be upheld? Um, the high priestess warns you to use your intuition, use your discernment. If you don't demand more than just patterns, that is not they may, it's more than likely is what I would say. So for to sum up this reading, expect a reconnection, but promises may fade. That's your reading. My advice would be to trust your intuition. Let nostalgia override accountability. If they can't show you or demonstrate to you fairness and balance, then don't settle for the crumbs of their pretty talk. But at the end of the day, love is a drug, and you're compelled to the heart wants what the heart wants. We'll leave it at that. So that's your reading, pile number 1. Pretty serious reading. I hope that you took it to heart. If you did, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, and share the video with your friends in social media. Now for pile number 2, we've got the Lemurian seed crystal pile. So let's lay out the cards first. Got the King of Cups, King of Swords, 2 kings, the dog, the 3 of coins, 6 of swords, the Fool, 5 of cups, Temperance, High Hierophant, Ace of Swords clarified by the butterfly, outcome card, 4 of swords clarified by reunion. Looks like we have another reunion here, folks. Maybe this is the month of reconciliations. Okay. Let's get into the reading. So we open with the King of Cups. This is your energy, whoever picked pile number 2. There's a lot of emotion and feeling in this card. There's also stability. Your emotions are under control, maybe even held back in reserve. It feels like there's love here for the partner, for the relationship, deep love, but it may be expressed in a reserved way. That's your way. You're not laying all cards on the table for the partner to see emotionally. The challenge is the King of Swords, clarified by the dog. So this is someone showing distance, cold logic, detachment. Loyalty may be questioned. It's in the challenge position. So can I trust you is the question. Maybe you're posing to the partner or they're posing to you. Can I trust you? Can I believe that your loyalty is really mine? If you're keeping your feelings locked up like this, so it is the partner who's questioning you, right? It could be vice versa, but I read the cards one way. If you need to, if it resonates, vice versa, then go ahead and read it. Then accept the reading vice versa. But that's what sets the tone. There's questioning of fidelity in this connection. The partner's energy is the 3 of coins. So they do want to collaborate. They want to work with you. They want to build, but in a practical way. This energy wants collaboration, growth, build something real side by side. They're willing to put in the work, but they may show up in a practical more than an emotional way. See how the cards read themselves. Okay. By the way, if you're interested in this deck, it's called the Love Dynamics deck. It's available on my Etsy. There will be a link to it in my description box. All right, back to the reading. So I feel like one person, you are likely emotionally quiet and detached, while the partner is showing up with, I want to build together something with you, want to do the work, but they're not necessarily opening up their heart either because of that question, can I trust you? Because they can't read your emotional reserve. They read it as the opposite of care, um, or uncertainty. So I feel like love is here. You definitely do have deep feelings for this person, if not love. They just don't know that. Maybe you need to voice it. Maybe there needs to be a conversation. Trust issues are showing up because of a lack of their understanding where your heart is towards them. And so they're questioning your loyalty, and they may feel like they have a reason to. Um, they have a lot of doubt about uh, your feelings for them. And so it's important for you to let them know before that gets out of control, right? As we move forward into the month, row number 2, we've got the Six of Swords, the Fool, the Five of Cups. So you're trying to move forward. You're trying to move forward. Put the past behind you, move into calmer waters. But let's be real, you're still carrying some emotional baggage or some baggage from the past into this connection or into this situation. The past isn't fully out of your system. The challenge here is the Fool. So taking a leap or having a fresh start, letting yourself trust again, that's the test. Trust. There's a fear of commitment, a fear of recklessness, a fear of being naive. Someone second guessing if this new beginning is even safe. So there's maybe this relationship, um, trying to think of what may have happened in the past. Maybe this relationship is somewhat new, right? Maybe this relationship for you is somewhat new. And so the partner is questioning again the loyalty, whether or not this new beginning is safe for them to open up emotionally and ride the current of ride the wave of this relationship. The partner's energy is a Five of Cups, so they're sitting in some kind of regret or disappointment. They're hurt by what's gone wrong, whether that's from the relationship or old wounds that they've dragged in with them as well. With this sitting next to the dog and the Three of Coins, um, I feel like the partner questions your fidelity. They wonder if they can trust you fully or if someone else is in the picture. And the suspicion of this is very heavy in their mind. So you really, really, really need to have some kind of a clarifying conversation with this partner. You want to move forward, but they're stuck in hurt and showing it, right? Both of you want change, and both of you are in regret about the past. Okay. As we move forward into later into the month, around the end of the month, we have Temperance, the Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords. So the challenge is the Hierophant. You show up as Temperance. So your function here is to try and balance things out, to heal, to smooth things over. You're trying to appease the partner and balance things out with the partner, appease their fears. Um, you want harmony with them. You want peace. You don't want war. And you're tired of being at odds with them. And you're tired of being questioned. The Hierophant here is the challenge. So this is all about commitment, shared values, tradition. The test is whether this relationship can fit into something solid, whether it can be committed in a way both of you can feel safe. The partner doesn't feel safe. You don't make them feel safe emotionally. And maybe it's not your character trait to be emotional. So you're going to have to learn to verbalize maybe a little bit more so that they know where you stand. There's also an outside influence here I'm picking up. I feel a friend or a third party energy could be causing some tension, right? Three of Coins, Hierophant in the challenge position. And the partner may be questioning, this could be a friend. And the partner could be questioning why this person is always around and in your business. They want you to let go of this. And that's the undercurrent. That's what I'm picking up. And maybe that's what's not been voiced, but now you know. There could be a friend around that they're uncomfortable with, that they question whether or not your feelings are for them and not for the friend and not for them. So, the partner's card in the near future is the Ace of Swords with the butterfly, clarifying it. So they're going to come forward and talk. They want more clarity. They're going to speak the truth as they see it. So this may come to light exactly how they're feeling. This undertone of that friend that they don't like. They're going to speak the truth as they see it. And I feel like once they do, the conversation is going to lift a weight because the butterfly softens what it's next to. It lightens the load. So this isn't going to be a harsh fight or conversation. This is going to be truth that actually brings relief and it's going to clear the air. Good. This has a positive ending, I see. It's not so much about a reunion, it's a coming to terms and coming to peace about an area of contention, fear, and worry, and making up around this issue. So I feel like with the outcome, we have the Four of Swords clarified by love reunion. So this is a pause, a time of silence and reflection, stepping back, but then there's a reunion. So there may be a pause, there may be a separation, there may be a need for a reset, but after some space and time, there's a coming together again to reconcile and to deepen the bonds. So I feel like you're trying to heal um, the issue between you and your partner. The partner is going to speak the truth. And after taking a moment to think about it, to let it all make sense, then you come back together peacefully and in harmony. And that's beautiful. This is a positive ending to a difficult situation. So let's read the columns. Column 1 is your energy. Pile number 2, picker or querent. That's what I call you, the querent. Pile number 1 is you. So you're the King of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Temperance card. So you're loved. Your partner loves you and you love them, but you keep your emotions guarded. You're trying to move on from the past. And in the future, you're going to do what you can to heal and bring back balance and bridge the gap between you and your partner. Let's see you taking a very proactive approach, a very gentle approach. Your partner's energy is the Three of Coins, the Five of Cups, the Ace of Swords, clarified by the butterfly. So they show up wanting to build, wanting teamwork, but they could have fear of some kind of friend or third party being in the mix, and they question your loyalty right now. They're weighed down by regret and doubt. And this could be old past fears, fears from their past, fears that their past will return or repeat, or I'm not quite sure what they're regretting. But in the future, I see them pushing for a clarity conversation that will bring relief. So basically, I'm just repeating myself, but reiterating the story. But I think we've got pretty much a lot of clarity. We don't really need to read the second column, do we? I feel like in October, you're trying to move forward. You're wrestling with regrets. There's a clearing conversation that will happen. It'll lighten the energy between the two of you. There may be a short pause or separation. I don't know how that will play out. May just be some time to think about it. Maybe that things just all of a sudden snap and make sense, and there's understanding. And at the end of that, after that's finally gotten, then there's reunion energy and the bond starts to deepen and refreshen. So my advice to you would be to be straight with your partner. If you value the connection, it might be necessary to cut out third party noise or at least lessen it a little, have them around a little bit less. Um, your partner doesn't want half truths, they want reassurances through your actions. So, and if you can't show it, at least try to say it more. I think that you're not saying it, so you need to show it more. Okay. And don't let this pause discourage you. If a break does happen, use it as time to reflect. You haven't done anything wrong. You just need to work on your communication, and you will come back together. And you will both choose to rebuild more so on trust rather than suspicion. So I'm seeing positive things ahead for this relationship once you get through this rough patch of distrust. And that's a big deal. So I'm not trying to make light of it, but I feel like you will overcome these challenges. So that's pile number 2. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And share the video. Now let's move on to pile number 3. Those of you who picked amethyst, let's go ahead and lay your reading out. Pile number 3. Ooh, we've got the moon. The King of Wands, clarified by La Amante. Can you see that? The Sun is the partner's energy. Your energy is strength, clarified by Disgrazia. Chariot, clarified by Dottore. Page of Coins, King of Coins. Ten of Swords, clarified by La Namica. Queen of Wands. Outcome card, Seven of Swords, clarified by, oh my God, Falsita. Okay, whoever picked pile number 3, I'm sorry in advance. Please forgive me. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, let's do this reading. All right, let's take a look at what's coming up for you in your relationship dynamic for the month of October. And I'm going to tell you right now, this reading is going to be heavy. But let's get started. The King of Wands is the challenge. It's clarified by La Amante, the female lover. So this tells me right away that the problem is someone's ego. The energy is confident, possibly self-centered, focused on leadership or personal passions, often driven more by action than emotion, which can make real connection difficult. So the problem could be someone's ego or charisma or how they come across. So you're dealing with somebody who's magnetic, charming, attractive, maybe even they have a domination or they're even dominant in their energy. They might not be doing anything wrong so much so on the surface, but there's a confidence here that pulls a lot of attention to them that could be triggering your insecurity. This is an insecure woman. Excuse me for a minute. Let me take a drink of coffee. So this is an insecure woman, and this is pride and ego getting in the way. You come in as the moon's energy. So this is an energy that feels unclear. Emotions run deep, but there's confusion, fear, or secrets may cloud the connection. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's not. You may be very impressionable. You might feel like you can't truly trust what's happening in this connection. Your gut is going off, but nothing is confirmed. You feel unsure and uncertain, and you're questioning everything. The partner, I feel, has a vibe, has a charisma that other people are attracted to. And this has flamed your insecurity. This is where you're at the beginning of the month or something that happened in the past. Partner's energy is the sun, so they're shining bright. They're at the spotlight. They're warm and expressive, playful, humorous, possibly even acting like nothing's wrong. That's part of the issue, maybe. They radiate a lot of charm and attraction that women are attracted to, women are mesmerized by, or men, could be vice versa. Everyone sees them as confident and transparent, but you're the only one feeling off. You're the one sensing something going on behind the scenes. And I don't think you're wrong to feel that. The moon does hide things. And we got Falsita and La Namika in the reading. So I don't think you're wrong. Let's dig in a little bit more into this reading. The Sibillas make them darker, guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes I've just got to maybe leave these Sibillas alone. They do give more detail, but they do like make for a more interesting reading too, but it's usually darker details. So I feel like you're coming in emotionally sensitive. You're trying to figure out what's going on. They're shining bright, acting open and transparent, but the challenge could be their ego or how much attention they draw. And La Amante shows me that you're questioning whether you're enough to satisfy them or if someone else might be catching their eye. That's the energy that I feel like it's in play here. Now, in the current moment, the challenge is the chariot, clarified by Doctore, or the doctor. Um, this is big. The chariot is all about two people needing to move in the same direction. But with Doctore, we've got someone trying to fix the other, trying to fix the partner. So either you're trying to change them or they're trying to adjust you to fit their idea of how things should be. There's a power struggle in the dynamic over who's steering this relationship and where the relationship is going. Your current energy is strength, clarified by disgrazia, or the tragedy. It's known as the tragedy card. So this tells me everything. You're holding back big time. You've got intense emotions, you've got passion, maybe even frustration towards the partner, but you're sitting on it. You're holding it back. You're restraining yourself. Dyscrasia is disaster energy. Something in you feels like if you fully express how you feel, it might push things too far or push your partner away. So you're swallowing it down, swallowing your passions, trying to keep things peaceful, but that may end up costing you in the end. There could be blowback or blow up. Their energy in the current moment is the Page of Coins. So they're interested and willing to learn. They're taking things slowly, testing the waters, not rushing in. They're slow, they're interested, yes, but they're taking their time, they're being cautious. This could be someone younger than you or just not as emotionally mature as you. They're not matching your intensity, but they're testing the waters and not diving in. And you're both in your own way trying to direct the relationship. So there's power struggle, a struggle for control. Hmm. You're holding back so hard, it's hurting you. They're taking their sweet time, and there's a power struggle that's real between you. Someone's trying to change someone. You may be trying to get them to commit to meet you where you are, but they could be dragging their feet and you're biting your tongue to avoid disaster. That's what I'm feeling is playing out here in those cards. Okay, let's go down to row 3. What you're headed towards in the future of October. So the challenge is the Ten of Swords. Let's just go right to it. Clarified by Lamika, the enemy card. This is betrayal energy. There's someone on the outside, possibly an ex, or someone that the partner works with, could be their ex or someone that they work with. There's someone on the outside, someone watching you, and they want to break up your relationship. This isn't a passive threat. This person is active, and your partner's either unaware or ignoring the signs. Wow. Your energy is the King of Coins. You're coming in with real love, real investment. You're offering stability and support, consistency, provision. You want to offer them everything you have. You're coming in with real love and honesty. I feel like you're offering more than you're receiving. You're trying to ground this relationship and to build something that's lasting. You're really in this. But your partner's energy is the Queen of Wands. So their future energy is the Queen of Wands. Says they will step into the spotlight, radiate confidence and charm. They may rekindle passion or act independently to stir attention. This is they're stepping into the spotlight with the sun in their past position. This fits. The partner pulls attention and they're shining. They're really attractive. This is really an attractive person. But they're also being watched or tempted. The Queen of Wands could be them fully stepping into their confidence and shining and just being really attractive, or it could be another person stepping in, capturing their attention, that ex or someone that they work with. Um, and I'm going to have to go with that because of the other cards in the reading. The Seven of Swords is the outcome clarified by falsita, guys. This is deception. This is lies. This is lies. This is avoidance. Someone here is definitely not being straight and they want to block you from your good. This is emotional cheating at the very least. I would say the partner is maybe guilty of emotional cheating at the very least. Entertaining someone else. Is it innocent? I don't. Could be. It doesn't feel innocent to me. It doesn't feel innocent to me. But they could be pretending that it's all innocent. You're showing up steady and loyal and trying to build, and they're drawing and attracting attention. But there could be someone else in the picture. I would say there definitely is. Lanamika is a female enemy. Could be male, but usually Sibilla is pretty gender specific. There is someone else in the picture. The partner may not be explicitly cheating with them, but they could be having an emotional affair, or at least be entertaining the attention a little, right, behind your back. So how do I see this ending? The relationship is likely to end in some kind of pain and betrayal eventually. There's secrets. There's secrets, and if nothing changes, you'll wish you had followed your gut from the get-go. I don't see this ending well. Column 1 is your energy. You're the moon. You're the strength. You're the king of coins. You come in emotional, unclear. You try to stay composed. Ultimately, you offer something real and steady. You're the one who's investing the most, trying to keep it together, even when you feel like something's wrong. Partner's energy. Sun. Page of coins. Queen of wands. They're bright. They're appealing. They're attractive. They're flirty. I can't help it. But they're also inconsistent. 1 minute warm and expressive, and the next they can be kind of cautious and slow. Later on, they're stepping into a bold, independent, confident, attractive energy that leads to them getting even more attention. Or this is them letting someone else influence them, which is where I'm leaning. The relationship column is King of Wands, Chariot, Ten of Swords. This relationship is struggling because of ego, control, flirtation, misunderstanding. There could be a push to control the dynamic and change the partner. And there could also be an outside influence that leads to an ending that's painful if it doesn't go away, if it doesn't get addressed. And it ends up in deception and, I don't even see it ending. I see it going on behind your back for a while. Right? I don't have the words. Ugh. Sorry guys. This maybe I won't pull the Sibyllas out again. Maybe I'll work with the Sibylla and Divina. They're a little bit more gentle. And we'll get lighter stories. But if this was your story, I do apologize. But I hope it gives you a heads up. You're not wrong to feel what you feel. And yes, you're lured, you're compelled by the partner's attractiveness. You want to lock it down. But some things you just can't control. They may fall for the temptation. I do see them falling into the affair. So your intuition is spot on. You should trust it. Don't silence your fears. Don't silence your feelings, because it might upset the cart. Upset that cart, because you're going to be upset in the end if you don't. Speak your truth and draw lines and boundaries. I feel like all the readings were kind of like the same kind of energy. So I think October is going to be a difficult, challenging month for relationships. That's your reading pile number 3. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found it healing, helpful, hopeful, and insightful. And if you did, hit that thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you. And please share the videos and help my channel grow. Many blessings. Bye.